Howdy y'all, got a night here. I have a deck tech for you. Now, it's not a traditional deck tech. Normally, I show you the cards and I go through the deck that way. Because of the complicated kind of theory of this deck, I'm just going to show you what it looks like on paper. Also, I don't have all the cards. I'm waiting on like 7 cards still. But my cousin is a huge Rakdos fan, loves playing the black and the red. So, and she plays aggro, but the problem is aggro has been struggling because of the huge favorites shown to control with Theros. So, aggro does only so well. So, to mix things up, I've created a single pool of cards. It's about 93 cards or 95 cards, and I've created 2 decks out of them using like a similar land base and like swapping some of the sideboard into the main board of the control deck, which you'll see down here. So the first one we're going to look at is the aggro deck, and the second one is the control version of the aggro deck. Basically, you swap creatures for spells. Alright, land base is the same in both. It's 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Rakdos Guildgate, 2 Rogue's Passage, if I can get that to focus, 7 Mountain, 7 Swamp. Simple land base. Scrylands would make it better, but 2 colors, you work with what you have. Now the aggro deck uses only 8 spells. 4 Dreadbore, removal in case you need it, and 4 Madcap Skills. 1 or 2 well-placed Madcap Skills will help win this game by turn 4 and 5, and let me tell you, I've seen it happen. I mean, really, you think you couldn't, but it does. It rocks 28 creatures, 4 Cackler, 4 Shred-Freak, 4 Spike Jester. Those hasters, the Shred-Freak and the Jester, slap one out, swings for 3, no issue with that. Slap a Madcap Skills on it, swing again for like 6. That's 9 damage, 2 turns. Something to think about. 2 Blood Scrivener. If it goes to the mid game, the Blood Scrivener lets you get a little draw, which helps a lot. I mean, it costs life, but if you go beyond the mid game with an aggro deck, you weren't going to be doing that well anyway. Tymaret, the Murder King. This is a great new card that came out in Theros. Really underrated. Basically, what it is that for 2 mana, you can sacrifice a creature and do 2 damage. Now you're thinking, why is that good? In aggro deck, you want your creatures. Let's say your creature's going to die, or you need to block something. You can block it, have it actually resolve as a 0 blocker by sacrificing it, and then doing 2 damage to him anyway. And it's really cool. I mean, a lot of combat trick potential. 3 Thrill Kill Assassin for holding the board state. 3 Hellhole Flailer. Kind of works like Tymaret because you can sack him for whatever his toughness is, or not his toughness, his attack power is. You can do that damage to your opponent. So with the Madcap Skills and Unleash on him, you can like do 7 damage to your opponent. Pretty nifty. 2 Exava, first strike, and I mean this is great. Haste and first strike. 2 Rakdos, Lord of Riots, trample, big guy, 6/6 flyer. 1 Master of Cruelties. If he hits he's a first toucher death striker. I mean it's great. And an Underworld Cerberus, so you can return all the stuff from your graveyard to your hand. So that's another little late game combat trick. Sideboard's pretty simple. It's mostly for the control matchup. 3 Rakdos Return, 2 Pithing Needle, 2 Thoughtseize, 3 Skullcrack, 3 Slaughter Games, 2 Sire of Insanity. Pretty standard for an aggro deck that in those colors. Now this is the control deck. It has the same land base as before, but what we've done is we swapped out creatures for spells in theory. So you're gonna run 27 spells. 4 Anger of the God, 4 Dreadbore, 3 Duress, 3 Mizzium Mortars, 3 Slaughter Game, 3 Thoughtseize, 3 Hero's Downfall, 4 Lightning Strike. So you also get a little bit of burn out of it too. Only 9 creatures. 3 Desecration Demon, 3 Lifebane Zombie. I have Liliana's Reavers in right now because we haven't gotten the zombies yet. And 3 Master of Cruelties. The sideboard's great for the control matchup because you use 2 Akroan Horse, which is basically a token generator for you, 2 Rakdos Return, 4 Burning Earth, and 4 Contaminated Ground, which basically affects your opponent's land base, especially those 3 color decks, and 3 Magma Jet. So that way if you need some Scry, because for whatever reason you can't get through your deck, you can get it that way. But that's my idea, folks, and we have most of the cards for it, and honestly the aggro deck works well. The control deck is the last one we're finishing up before we can test it out, but yeah, that was my idea. It's like having one actual pool of cards, like about 90 cards, and making 2 decks out of it. So I'd love to hear your feedback, and maybe this has inspired some people to do something similar. Well, that's all I have for now. I will post the full deck list for both of them on in the description. Let me know what you guys think. Got a night. Signing out.